Hi everybody, welcome back. I want to begin by thanking you for your fantastic feedback. Keep it coming and let's keep making this a group effort. This week, Parshas Tetzaveh. It talks about the Kohanim becoming consecrated and talks about the clothing that they need to wear in order to take the position of a Kohen and to do their ministering, do their avodah, do their work on behalf of the Jewish people in the Holy Temple. Now, chapter 29, verse 29. Can't make it easier than that to remember. 29:29. Ubigdei HaKodesh asher la'aron yiu levanav acharav, lamshcha behem, lamalei bam et yadam. I use the Living Torah, Aryeh Kaplan, one of the best English translations on the Torah. And he writes, Aaron's sacred vestments shall be passed down to his descendants after him to give them special status and to install them. The special status, that's what I'm focused on. Rashi is also focused on it. And he says, Lamshcha, that's the word, lihizgadol behem. These clothing give them a special status. Meaning, if they're going to work and minister in the Mikdash, in the Holy Temple, and they're not wearing the clothing, it doesn't count. As a matter of fact, they are liable for a severe punishment. So the clothing really play an important role. Rav Hirsch, on his commentary on Torah, says the following. He says, the clothing are to reflect the refined character that should be contained within the Kohen. Rav Hirsch insightfully continues to write and quotes a Gemara, a Talmud, in Zvachim 19a that says that there should be nothing interposing between the Kohen's clothing and his body. In essence, the Kohen and the clothing shall be one and nothing in the way. Talk about clothes making the man. I'll go further. In Bereshit, when Adam and Chava, Adam and Eve, are chased out of Garden of Eden, God gives them clothing. Rav Hirsch says to remind them not to descend to the level of animals. Now, I never thought about the fact that clothing should have an impact inward. I know what I wear has an impact and sends a message to people about who I am. If I go on an interview, I want to be dressed nice. Shabbos, Yom Tov, I dress nicely, right? But the Torah is giving us an insight that clothing is supposed to ennoble us and supposed to make us better. Now, I don't know that every day that when I put on clothing, I'm thinking about, oh, how this ennobled me. I know when I buy a suit, I want to think I should look nice in it. But ultimately, it's not just about our actions, but even how we dress and appear in public. So with that, this week's parsha also coincides with Purim. And we read the Megillah. And the Megillah also talks about clothing. It talks about when Mordechai hears the evil decree, he puts on a sackcloth, expressing the mood of sadness. When we're in a veilus, we're mourning, we wear different types of clothing. But when we rejoice, in the Megillah, in chapter 8, verse 5, it's a verse that we say together, Mordechai Yatzam Lifnei HaMelech. Mordechai goes out before the king now, Babush Malchut, wearing royal clothing, Tchelis V'chor, Ater Zahav, and a golden crown, Tzahalav V'Samecha, to celebrate and rejoice. Let this Purim, let us rejoice, let us dress up, and let us be ennobled by what we wear. I wish you a Shabbat Shalom. If you like what you hear, pass it on. Purim Sameach. Please consider subscribing.